When you think of fried chicken, who's the first person that comes to your mind? For some of you, it would be your grandmother or your mother. When I think of fried chicken, I think of Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders' his real name is Harlan Sanders. He's best known for creating a fried chicken recipe that would change this nation. Colonel Sanders was a hard-working man whose fried chicken recipe that he created was one of our nation's top fast food chains. Colonel Sanders lost his father at 6 years old, and he had to take care of his brother and sisters. At the age of 7th grade, Colonel Sanders quit school so he could work. He worked many jobs, including as a farmer, street conductor, and a railroad fireman. Now that you know about his younger years, I'll tell you about his early years of the restaurant. In 1929, Colonel Sanders had a cafe and a service station when he was 40 years old. In 1929, Colonel Sanders had Sanders Cafe in Kentucky. The cafe offered family-style dinners and large crowds attended. Several travelers stopped in at the service station with eating here well. He moved his cafe to a restaurant across the street and became known for his chicken. In 1935, Colonel Sanders received his colonel title from the governor of Kentucky. What he's known for wearing. He always wore a white suit, black tie, hat, and goatee. Now that I've told you how he started, I will tell you his chicken business started. Colonel Sanders had a blend of 11 spices to his chicken, which was known worldwide. The 11 herbs spices in his chicken are right here on this fine piece of paper. Yep. 1952, he began franchising his chicken business. The first Kentucky Fried Chicken was in Salt Lake City. To gain more business, he went from restaurant to restaurant cooking his famous fried chicken. He would make a deal for every piece of fried chicken he sold. He would keep a nickel for himself. By 1964, Colonel Sanders had more than 600 franchise outlets for KFC. In 1966, KFC went public. In the 1960s, Colonel Sanders signed over most of his ownership to John Brown of Kentucky and Jack Massey of Tennessee. The Colonel still received his salary and sat on board of directors. Colonel Sanders remained an active ambassador and appeared in advertisements for the company. Colonel Sanders died at the age of 90. On December 16, 1980, he passed away of leukemia, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky. Colonel Sanders was a man who had determination and wasn't afraid to work hard to make delicious chicken.